We've got DaShaun Amos in of the Toronto Argonauts for our CFLPA Player Spotlight. DaShaun, we got you logged in and connected. We got the same CFLPA shirt. I got it back home in the closet, so I love it. How you feeling, man? You got to be feeling pretty good. The Argos still undefeated.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to be feeling bad right now. Just the team's winning, everything's going good, so not much to complain about.
How about you? How's life for you? With Toronto and in Toronto, and right now in the season, coming off another win.
Everything's great, man. As a lot of people know, I came out last year on a 1-year deal. Just trying to find a new home, and I think I found that. The team's great, the organization's great, and like I said, right now, it's everything that we asked for. The work that we put in the off season. It's paying off, and we know that it's a long journey. It's a long 18 games to kind of put ourselves where we want to be come postseason. But like I said, right now it's not much to complain about.
Yeah, I want to, when you got to Toronto, I want to talk about your start to Toronto. What was that like, your introduction to the Argos and that group right now? Because it feels like this is a team that's on the rise right now, and a lot of good things are happening inside that organization.
It was great. It was a smooth transition for me just because, we have a lot of staff members from our former team. So the transition was smooth. A lot of teammates that I had last year and this year I was familiar with. So it wasn't that rough of a time. But my main thing coming in was just I didn't want to come in and seem entitled or anything like that. I wanted to earn my position and earn my spot here. Earn the respect of the guys here because at the end of the day, I was coming from a different team. And they were already building a culture here. And I was just an addition to that. So I didn't want guys to think that, just because I knew the staff before coming here and things and such that I was walking into a position. So I really just did what I always do, just put my head down and work, earn the respect of the guys in the locker room, and just learn how to work with the guys and fit in and be a piece to add to, last year was a Grey Cup team and then just looking to repeat this year.
If you don't follow DaShaun, you follow him now on Instagram. Pop it off on Instagram. But I love the Grey Cup photos, man. That's something that everybody dreams about, and you got to experience that in Saskatchewan, which is a pretty cool place to do it. What was so special about that group, and how much of that do you still have right now? Because it seems like you're only building from last November.
Oh, man. Last year's group was amazing. We went through some things. We went through some, adversity, of course, every team does. But the way we handled it, I think, is what made us so special. It brought us so close together as brothers and as a family. So, when you seen the Toronto Argos, the 2022 Toronto Argos out on the field last year, you didn't just see a football team, right? You seen a family, you seen a bunch of guys that went through things together and gelled together and, just was playing for one another, really. And it was more for the love that we have for each other than it was for the game. And as you can see, like I said, guys filling in whenever we had guys fall down. We had guys fill in, and we didn't miss a beat. So it was a special group we had last year, and I would say that the entire year last year, guys didn't really, or outsiders didn't really think that we were gonna go as far as we did. But I just felt like every week, our mentality was 1-0. It's still that this year. It's on the rings, but every week we just had a new challenge, and we just went out there and said, look, this week we're gonna prove them wrong again. This week we're gonna prove them wrong again. Until the last game, we went to that as underdogs, and a lot of people didn't think that we were gonna get the job done. But like I said, man, that love for one another and just that brotherhood really brought us through and got us the ring.
I want to talk about that last week. Tell me about that, because you're part of this defense, and you guys completely neutralized the BC Lions. I know, they were able to compete early in that football game, but you guys really the more that game went on, you guys took over and really established how good your defense can be. What was so special about that game and allowed you to be so successful against one of the CFL's best?
It was almost that same kind of theme, right? Everybody's talking about how good BC's defense is, how good their offense is, and receiving core. And don't get me wrong, they're a great team. But it was just a challenge for us. It's like, hey, we've been, put at 3 and whatever other number as the defending champs, and we don't hang our hat on what we did last year. We know this is a completely different year, but just coming into this year, we kind of felt a little bit disrespected in a sense. And like you said, we have a great defense here in Toronto, and the other day was just a great opportunity to show that to the rest of the league. And like you said, they were in the game early. They were doing some things that was giving them success and kind of giving us a little bit of trouble. And we just settled in after a certain point. We settled in and we just said, look, man, we got to be better at communicating. We got to be better at executing our job. And we knew that once we do that we were a great defense and we were going to make plays. And that's like what we did. And shout out to Rob Daniel, of course, because my man had an amazing game. 3 interceptions, went to the crib, and he had a few tackles as well. But 6 interceptions is hard to get that. It's not every day that you get that. I think we have 4 sacks, and then to put a touchdown on the board as well. It's just a crazy performance by the defense, and it's just scary because it's like if you really look at the film, that wasn't even our best game. We gave up things that was, I would say, basic things, and it's just we had brain farts out there. So it was good, but it's also I think the best thing out of it is letting us know that we haven't even really reached our highest potential if we really want to be a great defense. So it was a great test. Like I said, it's early in the season. We're 3-0, but honestly, we really haven't done much. If you ask the team and the guys in the locker room. So we'll look at the things this bye week and fix what we need to fix, and just go 1-0 again when we get back. So still climbing. Just make sure we continue to climb from now until November.
It's a CFLPA player spotlight with DaShaun Amos of the Toronto Argonauts. DaShaun, what makes you want to be the CFLPA player rep for the Argos, and how important is that to you to give back to the players and be their voice in the room?
Oh man, honestly, I didn't think that the guys were going to vote me, but I guess it kind of was a reflection of how they feel about me. So I take it as a compliment, and I take that very seriously. That job on my shoulders, and me and Flo, along with our alternate Royce Mechie, just a bunch of guys that I feel like we work well with others, and so kind of getting the behind the scenes that the guys don't really get to hear the details about. Being able to relate that to the other guys is it's just something that not a lot of people know about, as far as being a professional athlete. So I just feel like I can help us out off the field with being a PA rep.
To hear it. Now, you went to East Carolina University. We're down here in the heat in Charlotte at UNC. It's the Flag Football World Championships going on, so we're going to be calling some play-by-play on the TV broadcast and the webcast. But what do I need to know? I know East Carolina here, what's it, like 3.5, 4 hours between the two. So what do I need to know about the area? Where do I got to go? What do I need to check out?
If you were in Greenville, I would tell you to go to Sup Dogs. I think there's one in Chapel Hill. I think there is a Sup Dogs in Chapel Hill, but definitely go there. Get you some burgers, some tots, a few hot dogs. Raleigh isn't too far, but I would tell you to stop by and see my coach, Ruffin McNeil. He'll have a lot of good football knowledge for you. He's a lot of the reason why I'm here today. I would say get some barbecue while you're there. I think I've had some of the best brisket I've ever had in North Carolina. And yeah, just enjoy the weather, enjoy the people.
Nice. Good call. The barbecue. I will definitely check that out, and we'll look for it as well, man. I appreciate the time. Continued success with the Argos this season, and appreciate you joining us today, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
DaShaun Amos, the Toronto Argonauts, and the CFLPA player rep for the Argos as well, for our CFLPA player spotlight, joining us here today. Love hearing that. And yeah, we got some spots. Hope you wrote those down, Clark. I'm going to have to go back and write those down, see if we can find some spots here in Chapel Hill and around UNC and in Charlotte. But big thanks to DaShaun Amos for joining us.